How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have the long jump at the 2025 Pan American Junior Games. So you know what? Let's get started. Let's just get this out of the way.
Goodness me.
First, let's start off with the 11th placer, Gabriel Luiz Boza of Brazil. He has a personal best of 8.15 meters. But in this meet, he was not at his best. He only jumped 682. First, let's start off with the obvious. You have his arm drive and his knee drive. You can see his knee is not quite in the best position. His arm is in a good position, but his trailing arm is of course not. You want it bent, so then you won't get as much forward rotation. So then he goes into his post position, where he extends. It's actually a pretty good post position, pretty well opened up. So then he has the jumping leg as the knee drive, while the other one is back, and then he gets into the textbook position, and then lands in the pit. It's not his best jump. It was only 682. Remember, he's a double hitch kicker usually, and jumps 8.15 at his best. Next up we have Miguel Aronátegui. He's from Panama. He jumped 688 on this jump. So first off, we have his arm and knee drive. I don't see his arm, but if I see it through the blur, it is bent, so that's a good position. You can see he was very close to the end of the board. It's a good arm and knee drive. And he straightens the leg, through his leg through straight. Then we go into his post position, but you can see he is way back in the middle of his jump, right here. As you see, he's leaning back. That is not what you want to do in the long jump. He's looking like a high jumper. He's fighting that natural rotation that your body feels when it goes off the board. And you can see he almost stands straight up in the pit. And that was for 6 meters 88. This gave him 10th place. Now, we've seen a lot of new names at this competition, but this was a new one to me. Alexander Villalba from Paraguay. A 728 jumper at best. This jump, however, was a foul. First, let's get out the obvious. He's looking down at the board, which is a cardinal sin in the long jump, and you'll jump shorter. I mean, he's over the board anyways on this jump. He would jump 691 at this meet, but this was his longest foul. You see, it's a good arm drive and a knee drive. However, his rear arm is straightened, and that'll give him more forward rotation. But he automatically counters that because he uses a 2.5 stride hitch kick. His first post position, decently opened up. His second post position is opened up a little bit better. His arms are moving coordinated. Then we have his free leg as the knee drive. And then he extends into the pit. Or he extends as best as he can. Lands a bit like a French jumper there. As I said, his best jump was 691. Next up we have Mateus de Barros from Brazil. He would jump 701 on this jump, his first attempt. I don't think his mark was correct because he stretched on this step and then did his stuff right there. Now he uses a double arm drive. As you can see, both arms drive up as the knee drives up. Then he extends outwards, which counters forward rotation a little bit better. And he uses more of a hang-hitch hybrid. He does a hitch kick with his legs and a hang with his arms. See, his arms are back. He's in his post position. His other leg drives up. And then he goes into the pit with a good textbook position, but his legs are not moving symmetrically. And he ends up losing a bit more distance. The rest of his body landed right here at around 7.5 meters, but his foot fell down to 7.01. Now for this last jumper we have in this video, we have Rickoy Hunter, former Carifta champion. This was a jump of 7.03. So he has a lot better technique than I've seen him last, which was 2024. So he has a good arm drive and good knee drive. Great form with that trail arm, by the way. That is what you want to do with the trail arm. However, his post position is not so good. He's leaning forward while doing that. He's actually leaning a bit too far forward. Remember when we saw Aronátegui? When he jumped 688? Well, this is the extreme other end. Rickoy Hunter is going a little bit too far forward. And so then he extends into the pit and then lands and then his right arm goes down as he extends, and that I think was the factor that only gave him 7.03. So there you go. Those are the first 6 athletes that we've been talking about. Next we have the second half, the top 6. Haynes, Watson, Dawson, Stone, Valencia, and Molina. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!